I just want to start by recognizing our crowd. It's a real home court advantage. I'm sure Coach Kruger would say the same thing. Great fans tonight, and we got students camping out and waiting in line all day long to get in, and these are the kinds of things that we envisioned when we came here and thought about building the program to a championship contender. And so just in our second year, I can't thank our student body enough. Of course, a lot of people go into this, our own administration and the student body associations and just the students in general. Thank you for supporting this team, and hopefully we can have some more fun, the rest of February. Also want to just recognize our season ticket holders. I know these 6 o'clock games are difficult. You get off at work 5:30, you got kids, things are going on, but I thought the seats were filled by the time the tip went off around 6. And so it's just very thankful for our crowd tonight. Obviously a big win in the Big 12. They're all big, but this one especially because we have so much respect for Oklahoma, Coach Kruger and the players. And so I'm just really happy for our guys. I thought it was a gutsy game. We knew it was going to be a 40-minute game with Oklahoma, and we knew we were going to have to play some good offense tonight too. You're not going to win against these guys just by guarding. You got to put the ball in the basket. So I was really happy for our players tonight.
No, you kind of already mentioned it, but I guess what did those guys provide you today? Norton's obviously an energy guy. Naeem has been kind of struggling a little bit, but it seems like he's kind of coming back now.
Yeah, I think Naeem's been playing great as of late. Surely his game's slowing down. He's putting a lot of time in. He's embracing a different role coming off the bench. These guys were great. We get 14-5 from Norrance and 12-7 from Naeem with no turnovers. Nemo and Norrance diving on the floor. I thought those guys played with a lot of confidence. And, in these big games like this, look, nobody wants to win more than our players. And to say there's not a pressure shift, just not telling the truth. I mean, those huddles and timeout. Our guys want to win. They want to win really bad. And some of these guys have never been in this position before in the month of February. So what I was probably most pleased with these two guys, I thought Norrance and Naeem played with a lot of confidence. And that's exactly the plan.
I guess with Norrance, did you want to get him going, just trying to get him underneath, get some baskets, some and ones, just to get him some confidence later on? And how much did that help you all? Because not necessarily the dunks, but it seemed like it got the crowd into it. And it seemed like it kind of calmed him down a little bit.
Yeah, I have a responsibility to get Norrance the ball where he needs it. He's one of the best players we have, and I probably haven't done a great job coaching lately. I mean, he should get more shots. Norrance and I watched some film the other day, just the two of us. I spent some time with Keenan Evans, point guard, and I said, look, we got to start, getting Norrance the ball more. So the great thing about Norrance is he's unselfish. He's a great teammate. He's a big-time person, whether he's got 3 points or 30 points. It's the same old Norrance. But I thought tonight he did a great job within the offense. He got a couple touches on the pick and roll. He got a couple touches on transition post-ups. We ran a couple sets for him against both man and zone. And so, I have a lot of confidence in Norrance. I simply stated I need to get him the ball more. Yeah, it's a good question. There's, the core definition of a coach, you want to try to help your players be in a position to win. You want to give them all the information you can. But with a guy like Trey, there's just so much, so many things that could probably help a little bit, but you can't give them too much, especially in a 2-game prep. We got back late Saturday night, Sunday, tough to practice, then Monday. So in a short prep, we just try to give our guys quality over quantity. Look, we were fortunate tonight. Trey doesn't have many shooting nights like that. But I think you got to give our guys some credit because we contested shots. We made it tough on him at times in the game. But we were fortunate as well. But I give our players all the credit. They took the information we gave them, and they used it to win the game.
How much of an advantage is it to have a guy like Norrance start, a bruiser inside, then to have Tommy come off the bench and be able to space the floor and hit threes? Do you look at that as an advantage that really mixes up a defense to have two different centers, that one stretching the floor and one playing inside more?
Yeah, I like our bigs. There's guys in this league, whether it be Bamba or even Latin for Oklahoma, that, maybe get a little bit more ink than Tommy and Norrance and Malik. But I like these guys. We recruited them, and I think they bring a lot to the table. Norrance is a great position rebounder. You mentioned he's one of the most tough physical guys in the Big 12. I know right when I got the Texas Tech job, Bill Self and Norm Roberts at Kansas, they stopped me in July and said, hey, we love Audiase, and so do I. Nort's a good player. And then Tommy is just a talented guy that brings so much to the table. He can play inside like Norrance, but he can also step out and hit shots. these last couple games, whether it's tonight, some big ones, or certainly in Manhattan, Kansas, Tommy showed the value in the offense. When he can hit shots, it makes us a better team. So, and then I thought I want to recognize Malik. He gave us some minutes. First half, a little bit of foul trouble. Didn't want to get Norrance in foul trouble. Knew it was going to be a 40-minute game. And I thought Malik came in and played with a lot of energy. Made some mistakes, but everybody does. I thought he played really hard, and we got some good minutes there from Malik in the first half.
Coach, Keenan had a dunk to make it 57-53 timeout after, and you just showed very raw emotion of excitement and totally stoked for Keenan. I guess what was going through your head at that point in the game?
Yeah, just happy for our players. I want this. I want this for them so bad. I want them to have a meaningful February and playing big games in March. I want them to, compete in the NCAA tournament. And as a coach, you do everything you can for them. And just felt really good about those exchanges. And maybe our coaching staff helped in a small way. That was a play that we kind of been talking about for 2 days and set it up, and the guys executed it. So I was just happy that I was able to help the players in a small way.
By playing on the ESPN and not the Deuce or the U, you got some good national recognition for your program tonight, don't you think? I hope.
Yeah. It's good to have Fran Fraschilla back in Lubbock. I don't think he's been here since Coach Knight was here, and we've got a pretty good team. And I think Fran should come more. And I say that because we're friends, so don't just half quote that on me. Coach Fraschilla is great for basketball. He's great for coaches. He's great for the players. And so certainly he's at the top of the list with the ESPN talent, and it meant a lot to me and the players. The players were talking about, hey, Coach Fran's here today. So that was pretty cool. Absolutely. I mean, anything that brings attention to Tech basketball in Lubbock and our great university, I'm all for. So it was nice to be on ESPN tonight.
Coach, this is one of those games where you have 11 lead changes, 17 times the score is tied. As you get into February and March, how important is it to have games like these that show your team like what to expect whenever you're getting in these games where it's close?
Yeah, each game's different, and tonight was certainly a grind, a back and forth. I think one of the big things tonight is, we're known as a defensive team. That's our identity. But you're not going to beat Oklahoma and those players and Coach Kruger by just getting stopped. So we knew in the second half, in a lot of ways, we were going to have to try to win this game with our offense. And so to shoot over 60% from the floor in the second half gave us a chance, and then our defense just kind of held on. So I thought tonight there's a lot of learning opportunities in this game, both offensively and defensively, to show our players. But above all, it's just a big win because it's a Big 12 win in February. It's protecting the home court. It's playing against one of the best coaches in our game, and it's playing against a team that's got really good players.
You guys only went 3 for 12 in the paint in the first half. You go 9 out of 10 in the second half. What do you think the biggest difference was that changed at halftime for you guys inside?
Yeah, one thing I thought just concentration. Oklahoma has some really good shot blockers, Latin and McNeese, and offensively you got to play your game though. As an offensive player, if you start worrying about a shot blocker, it's just not the way the game works. And so I told our guys, at halftime, look, if you get your shot blocked once or twice, that's basketball. Like LeBron will probably get his shot blocked once tonight. That's basketball. What we can't do is start shooting hope shots and low percentage shots because we're worried about their length at the rim. It's the same thing like when you play Texas with Bamba and these kinds of shot blockers. And then second, I thought we had some really good inside-out baskets that led to baskets. So I would share your opinion that we did a good job, finishing shots in the second half.
Coach, could you speak to the fact you only had 7 fouls and 4 turnovers in the second half? Is that something that the players kind of take over, or is that an initiative at halftime, or just how does that work for you when they just kind of settle down like that?
Yeah, we don't always get it done, but it's certainly some of our core principles. We want to be a low turnover team. We feel like we have enough talent this year to compete, and if we get a shot up and then go get a few of our misses from time to time, that we can be in games. But when we come down and we just hand the ball to the other team, it's not sound basketball. So low turnover basketball is something that we try to emphasize, give our players all the credit. They executed it tonight. Yeah, he did what best players, seniors, all conference guys are supposed to do. he picked and chose his times. And then in some big possessions where we had to have a basket, he went and found a way, whether it be getting to the free throw line or hitting a tough shot. And I'd also put some of his passes in that same category. So, look, let's don't ever take Keenan Evans for granted. You know, it's I wish I could coach him the rest of my career, but we almost kind of get spoiled around here. You know, when he doesn't drop 30, we think it maybe wasn't one of his better games, but I thought he was dialed in. He made some plays on defense. He was great in the huddles tonight. And then he scored some big baskets when we needed him. You know, all the baskets are worth 2 points or 3, but it's not quite true, right? Some baskets are more valuable than others. You're trying to stop a run, or your guys are a little bit tired and you have a stale offensive possession, and you need one of your best players to go make a play. And off the top of my head, I think Keenan did that several times tonight.
Time for a couple more. We'll go to Joe again. Coach, could you talk about your team's ability to seemingly just take over games in the second halves? I mean, you're in all sorts of warfare in the first half, and it's just hand-to-hand combat, but then gradually you just seem to take over game after game after game. Is that just a matter of depth? What's going on there?
Yeah, I don't know if we take over games, but I do understand the question, and I think sometimes I think our depth pays dividends. Maybe the other team gets a little bit tired and we have some fresh legs. And I think it's just the poise of our guys. You know, like we got guys on this team, man, that have played a lot of Big 12 games. Freshman year, they get beat up. Sophomore year, tournament, but they're right there. And then last year was a good season, but disappointing in a lot of ways, close games. And these guys have, they've just earned the right to be poised in these moments. And it doesn't mean we're going to win every game, but I do have a lot of confidence that we're going to at least give ourselves a chance by playing the game the right way. So I don't see a lot of panic in our guys. I don't see a lot of up and down. I just see guys that are respecting the competition, but also trying to play our best down the stretch.
Coach, talk about Jarek Culver and how the face guarding and the way he was able to help the team limit Trey in the first half.
Yeah, I don't know if we limited Trey, but we tried to make it tough on him. Certainly, a part of everybody's game plan in the Big 12. It's no secret here, but, sometimes if you can just make it tough for him to get the ball back. And so tonight, maybe a couple times, we were able to do that. But I think above all, we were fortunate tonight. Trey missed a lot of good shots. But, again, give our guys some credit. I think we made it difficult on him. I don't want to speak for Trey, but I would think that, he saw a team defense out there tonight that was focused at least.
All right, thanks. We'll see you guys.
Thanks.